Nintendo's idea for its Wii U market strategy, slapping a letter on success and hoping for magic. The result? A confusing tale of a console's identity crisis. According to psychologists, the Wii U's failure wasn't just a marketing mishap, it was a case study in cognitive dissonance. In this video, I'll be going over everything from the gamepad's innovative yet problematic design to the console's lackluster launch lineup and software support. Picture this: Nintendo, riding high on the Wii's success, decides to follow up with, drumroll please, the Wii U. Aww. It's like they took the Wii, slapped a U on it, and said, "Ta-da! New console." Spoiler alert, gamers weren't impressed. The marketing strategy was about as clear as a fog-covered Mario Kart track. Half the time, people thought the Wii U was just a fancy new controller for the Wii. It's like Nintendo was playing a game of confuse the consumer and winning gold medals. Now, the Wii U did have some cool tricks up its sleeve, but it was like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat. Except the rabbit is asleep and the hat is on fire. The gamepad controller? Ergonomic masterpiece, sure. But with a battery life shorter than a Pikmin's attention span and a range that made you feel like you were playing The Floor is Lava in your living room, it was hardly the game changer Nintendo hoped for. Nintendo, once the king of the console jungle, suddenly found itself playing second fiddle to the new kids on the block. Xbox and PlayStation. It was like watching your cool uncle try to fit in at a high school party. Cringe city, right? But then, out of nowhere, Nintendo pulls the Wii out of its hat like a magician on steroids. It's as if they looked at the arms race for better graphics and said, nah, we're gonna make people flail their arms around instead. And you know what? It worked! The Wii sold faster than hotcakes at a lumberjack convention, racking up over 100 million units. Take that, fancy graphics. Fast forward to the Wii U, and suddenly Nintendo's magic touch turned into the Midas touch. If everything Midas touched turned to lead instead of gold. It was like watching a stand-up comedian follow up a killer set with knock-knock jokes. The Wii U faced more challenges than a Souls game on nightmare difficulty. From marketing fails that made people think it was just a Wii accessory, to launching at a time when even your grandma had moved on to mobile gaming. Talk about a console midlife crisis. But hold on to your Mario hats, folks. As more details emerged, it became clear that the Wii U was about as next-gen as a Nokia with a fresh coat of paint. It barely outmuscled the Xbox 360, a console so old it's probably applying for senior discounts. Talk about bringing a spork to a laser gun fight. Nintendo, the gaming world's eccentric uncle, decides to follow up the Wii's success with a controller with a built-in screen. It's like they took a Game Boy, stapled it to a boomerang, and said, "Behold, the future of gaming." When Nintendo confirmed they were working on a Wii successor in 2011, the gaming community exploded like a creeper at a Minecraft convention. Speculation ran wilder than a Pikachu on Red Bull, with fans dreaming up consoles that could probably cure cancer and make them breakfast. But then came E3 2011, and oh boy, Nintendo dropped the ball harder than a gamer trying to catch a real football. The Wii U unveiling left everyone more confused than a Tetris piece in a game of Pong. The presentation was about as clear as the plot of Kingdom Hearts, leaving fans scratching their heads and wondering if they'd accidentally stumbled into a modern art exhibit. Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, decides to name their new console the Wii U. Because nothing says brand new gaming experience like slapping a single letter onto your previous console's name, right? It's like calling the PS5 the PS4U and expecting people to lose their minds. But wait, it gets better. In a move that can only be described as galaxy brain, Nintendo decides to showcase the controller before the actual console. It's like introducing Batman by showing off his utility belt first. Look at this fancy remote. Oh, the thing it controls. Don't worry about that. Check out these buttons. The unveiling video was a masterclass in how to confuse and underwhelm your audience simultaneously. They showed off a dozen applications for the Wii U controller, each one more mind-numbingly boring than the last. It was like watching paint dry, but with more Mario. By the end, gamers weren't sure if they were looking at a new console or just a really complicated TV remote. Bravo, Nintendo. Bravo. Fast forward to September's preview event. And suddenly, Nintendo remembered they were supposed to be selling a console, not a fancy TV remote. They trotted out some actually intriguing titles like The Wonderful 101, a game so bonkers it made Mario look like a tax accountant. But just as gamers were starting to get hyped, Nintendo dropped the Wii U's price tag like a mic, only to realize it was still plugged in. The collective ouch from wallets everywhere could be heard all the way in Hyrule. But hey, it wasn't all tears and tantrums in the Nintendo camp. The gamepad, bless its heart, actually managed to impress some folks with its ergonomic design. It's like they finally realized gamers have hands and not lobster claws. Revolutionary stuff, really. And the button layout? So intuitive, you'd think they consulted actual humans this time instead of their usual focus group of sentient potatoes. But wait, there's more. The touchscreen, oh boy, the touchscreen. It's like Nintendo looked at our smartphones and said, you know what gamers really want? A screen that feels like you're poking at a resistive ATM from 2005. Multi-touch? That's for casuals. Real gamers use one finger at a time, like God intended. Now, credit where credit's due. The streaming capabilities are smoother than Luigi's dance moves in Mario Strikers. No lag, no internet needed. It's like magic. If magic had a 10-foot range and the lifespan of a Magikarp out of water. Speaking of lifespan, that battery life, it's shorter than Bowser's temper. 3 to 5 hours? I've had longer gaming sessions waiting for Skyrim to load. But fear not, true believers. For just 50 more of your hard-earned rupees, you can upgrade to the deluxe set. It comes with Nintendo Land, because who doesn't want more mini-games? And enough stands and cradles to make you feel like you're assembling IKEA furniture. It's the perfect setup for when you want to explain to your non-gamer friends why you're playing on a tablet while staring at your TV. Nintendo, innovating confusion since 2012. Pour one out for Wii U Chat, folks. It offered video calls right up until 2017 when Nintendo decided, you know what? Let's make this console even less useful. It was killed alright, executed by Nintendo in 2017 like Order 66. 1 minute, they're the future of gaming social networks. The next, they're as dead as Mario after falling down a bottomless pit. It was premature and left users questioning the Wii U's long-term viability faster than you can say, switch to PlayStation. You need to watch this video about why early 2000s games still reign supreme. And remember, seek to learn, not judge.